In case you live under a rock, High Voltage is a new game mode coming to Marvel Snap later this week. The mode allows players to get a ton of energy over 3 turns. So here are the top 10 cards to play in this mode to kick some ass.
Number 10.
Dr. Doom. Are you indecisive, afraid of commitment, perhaps scared your partner will do something you won't expect? For the low price of 6 energy, play Dr. Doom and commit to every lane while also committing to no lane. After that, God help you. Dr. Doom is fantastic in the base game and good in High Voltage, but spreading 15 points of power across 3 lanes won't do as much in this mode.
Number 9.
Nick Fury. Don't have enough energy to play a beefy boy on the first turn? Play Nick Fury and profit. This card gives you 3 chances to get a 6-drop in your hand that doesn't suck. Then use those 6 drops to overwhelm your opponents in the turns to come. The only problem? All 3 of the cards can suck or be just okay, but that's a risk you're gonna have to take.
Number 8.
Leader. If you're lazy, unmotivated, boring, or all of the above, boy have I got a card for you. May I introduce Leader, the card that plays your opponent's cards. Leader is the ultimate card that says,
I'll have what she's having.
but just one little thing. Leader isn't broken anymore and will only copy your opponent's highest power card, meaning that if they play more than one card, you're kinda screwed. But this mode is all about dropping big, dumb dudes on the board, so most of the time you shouldn't lose when you play Leader while ahead, but your mileage may vary.
Number 7.
Scar. If your High Voltage deck plays big, beefy boys on the board as God intended, stick Scar in your deck and slam even more points for a discounted rate on turn 6. Why not? Leader won't copy it, he'll often have the energy for it, and he's one sexy beast, isn't he? Sure, there may be some games where the energy really screws you over, and you don't get him for a discount, but that won't happen very often, trust me.
Number 6.
Blob. If there was ever a game mode designed for point slam decks, it would be High Voltage. And if there was ever a card designed for these decks, it would be Blob. You guys know what this guy loves doing? Eating. And let me tell you what, the glorious Blob will feast during High Voltage. Just watch him gobble up those 6-drops in your deck and watch your opponent piss their pants. Blob should easily surpass his 13-point threshold in most games. And if not, don't wimp out, because you can't snap in this game mode anyway.
Number 5.
Alioth. If you're not comfortable making your opponents piss their pants, perhaps pissing them off might be more your style. May I introduce to you Alioth, the ultimate I win card in Marvel Snap. Speaking from personal experience, there's rarely a time I've lost to Alioth and haven't wanted to throw my keyboard across the room afterwards. But that might just be the effects of my fragile masculinity. Alioth plays a lot like Leader. Put points on the board, get priority, then play the card and watch your opponent blow a gasket. If you don't get priority, you're screwed. But as those cheese-loving weirdos like to say, c'est la vie.
Number 4.
Red Hulk. If you needed a reminder, High Voltage gives both players a randomized amount of energy every turn. This means that those crybabies you'll face are highly unlikely to play out their max energy each turn, giving Red Hulk some free roids to bulk up. Since your puny opponents can see when this happens, you'll be in their head the whole game. The only downside is that he's capped at 3 bulk ups in a High Voltage match, but still, an extra 3 to 9 power isn't anything to sneeze at.
Number 3.
Shang-Chi. In a mode where the big boys play, there's gotta be the little brat that spoils all the fun. If you enjoy making people's lives miserable, there's no Marvel Snap card that suits you better than Shang-Chi. They play a big boy, you kill the big boy. Simple as that. Just make sure you're packing some extra firepower, because in this mode, Shang-Chi isn't likely to win games by himself.
Number 2.
Arnim Zola. What's better than one big-ass dude? 2 of them. Especially when that big-ass dude is something like Blob. If you were just born yesterday, then you should know that when Blob gets destroyed and replayed by Zola, he keeps that initial power, meaning this combo can easily nab you 50 plus points. And that's only one combination, folks. Get creative and find one of the endless other combos that can be enabled with Zola, meaning he's definitely worthy of the number 2 spot on this list.
Number 1.
The High Evolutionary Package. Yeah, you heard me right. I put a whole deck in the number 1 slot instead of just one card. Why? because that deck is damn good and will dominate High Voltage. High Evolutionary is an archetype that revolves around using a lot of energy to your advantage. And guess what? High Voltage leans into that perfectly. Cards like Sunspot, High Evo Hulk, She-Hulk, and Infinite all thrive in this game mode. In a normal game, these cards are capable of producing 30 plus points of power with only 7 energy, so imagine what they can do with over 10 energy at the end of some high voltage matches. If you like slamming big ass cards to win multiple locations to win, my friend, look no further than High Evolutionary. That's the list. Now get out of here and make some wimps cry. Oh, and don't forget to join the Tony Stank Army, whether here on YouTube or in game. I'll see you out there.